I'm gonna divide you guys in 2 rooms. It's enough. So wait a second. So guys, you guys will receive an invitation to go to room 2, and the others that didn't see anything, stay with me in the main room, please. Yeah, I think I don't know. Wait a second. Yeah, I think everybody will need to stay in the main room because so people left me here and I don't know where they went. So let's stay everybody in the main room. It's better for me not to stay alone here. So yeah, let's stay everybody here and we can start now. So Vinicius, could you introduce yourself to the group?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Vinicius. I'm from Curitiba. It's, I think, my 4th time here, my 4th meeting. I'm a geologist, but now I changed to IT stuff now. And that's it, I think.
So thank you and nice to see you here. So Javier, what about you? Could you introduce yourself to the group too?
Okay. And my name is Javier. I live in Brasilia. I am product designer and I have 2 cats and this is.
So Jeffrey, could you introduce yourself?
My name is Jeffrey. I'm from Teresina, Piauí, but I've been living in Salvador, Bahia for 20 years. I'm a Portuguese teacher, and I love reading science fiction and horror fiction to fantasy too.
So nice to see you here again. It's really great to have you here today. So guys, let's start. The others, you have already introduced yourself in the beginning. So then we can start now with the questions. So the first question I have here is, could you name the most serious environmental problem like in your mind? What's the most serious environmental problem for you? Could you tell, like, could you think about any? Or if you don't know this vocabulary, you can search on Google. So think about it. What's the most serious environmental problem for you? Yeah, you can go.
In my opinion, nowadays, I think the main problem is global heating. Due to several kind of pollutions, bad climate, In my city, I live in São José dos Campos, São Paulo, and I think last 2 months, there have been a lot of raining in my neighbor. There was sorry, I don't remember the word. I think it's flooded when there's a lot of water in streets, avenues, neighbors. Unfortunately, my brother has a car, and in this case, in this situation, his car spoiled with this dirty water.
Yeah, I think that's really difficult, because when we have the situations, for example, the cars, we have a lot of prejudice, like with the cars, with the houses, they're close to, like, for example, I live in Rio, in a small city in the state of Rio. So here we have a lot of water. We have like the beaches, and we have a lagoon, and we have a lot of things like this. So when it rains a lot, the water, it usually goes to the houses. So everything is full of water. So I think that's not great. But I also think that it's our fault. It's the fault of the humans, not the nature. It's because we invited a space that is not ours. So it's kind of like this. But yeah, so let me see. Vinicius, what about you? Could you name an environmental problem, the worst one for you?
Yeah. I would say that global warming, as I said, it's a serious one, but I would say most that water pollution, no? Especially rivers, no? It's I think the most serious. Yeah, oceans are also, but no, the rivers, we need this water, no, for us and to cattle, for example. So there are a lot of pollution. It's really hard to the treatment. A lot of wastewater are to this river. There are no any type of treatment sometimes. So I think it's really difficult, no? Because as you said, no, about your car, no, it's your cozy car. So this represent, because a lot of people sometimes they went to build house no near the rivers, no. So and we the rivers need space, no, to when they get flooded, no, and that's why we don't have canalize all the rivers. Sometimes a lot of people, maybe by they don't know how, they don't have environmental education. They waste a lot of things, garbage of the river. So I think it's I would say that the most difficult problem, because global warming, yeah, now the IPCC, it's say that's very serious. No, in the future, if you don't take any measures, it will be really difficult in the future. But I think that with the tech, no, we can maybe find an alternative solution. But like water, it's really difficult. That's it.
Yeah, you have really great ideas. I agree with you, and I think that global warming is like a really big topic that we need to discuss more, and I think it's a huge problem nowadays. So let me pick somebody else. So Bruna, could you name an environmental problem for you?
I think more like, I don't know, the problem, the garbage problem, I think is, I don't know how the word to haver with the Thiago said. And I don't know.
You
I
can
don't know.
say you can say that it's related to what he said, for example. Like it's related to what Thiago said.
Relate,
Like,
okay, thank you.
yeah.
Related that Thiago said about the garbage, the water, and I think is our totally fault. And is it here in Macapá, the pipe stay stay blocked, I don't know, and the water came and to the houses, and is it?
Yeah, so what about you, Javier?
I don't know. And my English is very bad. And my first class, and it's okay. Call your name, demonstrates and your poems. Yeah. And the industries is a very problem. Like and this disaster to I don't know. Sorry.
You can say disaster. When you want to say disaster, you can say disaster. And
Yeah.
I think you're doing a great job. Just keep going. And I understood the thing that you said, the industries. I understood. So keep going. Yeah, your English is not that bad as you said. It's great. It's great. Just keep going.
Disasters. Disaster look and valley.
But the company?
Yes, company valley, and it's natural disaster is a big problem in last months, last years.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I agree that it was a huge thing. So, Jeffrey, what about you? Could you name an environmental problem?
First, it's an interesting topic. It's very hard to. It's difficult even explain this in Portuguese because I don't read most about nature by fiction. So let me try explain this. I choose as 3 topics because I heard environmental problems. Our friend explained. So 3 minutes before. Global warming is other problem, but it's difficult to explain this topics here. Remember more in English, sure, in English, in order I can in order I can explain this. But I agree this opinion, and if I could in this moment remember, I would say the same thing.
Yeah, I think probably the global warming is like the first thing that comes to our mindset. So I think global warming is like the thing that we should focus on, but we also have the plastics on the ocean and the other things we talked about.
Pollution.
So, yeah. So the second question is a little bit easier. It's more like your opinion. So what can we all do to help the environment daily? So for you, So that's a little bit easier, I guess. But it's also a difficult topic, I agree. But it's easier to answer this one. So, Thiago, what can we all do to help the environment?
Nowadays, I put right the trashes, placing the right things in the other bags. For example, rests of fruit with other fruits, bad fruits, spoiled fruits. In other bag, I placed some kind of plastic, some kind of old bags, rests of leaves of trees. I generally put the right thing on the right bags.
Yeah, like I think that's the main thing. Like, it's to recycle and to take care about. Yeah.
I forget the right word.
That's awesome.
I don't know if there is a right word in English, but in Brazil we call coleta seletiva. Is there a word in English for these both words? I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. I need to search. It must be, yeah, I guess. There must be. I need to search and I'll tell you here on the chat. Wait a second.
Okay.
So, Vinicius, what about you? What do you think we can do to help the environment?
Yeah, I think we can do a lot of small things, no, like not using plastic bags when you go to the market, for example, no, use the ones of that are made by of clothes. And like, for example, don't try to commute to your work if it's not too far with using a car, no. Use like a bicycle or maybe the bus. Now you can just choose like one day in the week to go by car, for example. And small things, now I said, no, recycle your beans, no, try, but I would say just small things that, because I would say that the most how can I say, the agents, no, that pollute the most are industrials, no, agriculture one. But yes, it's nice to us as just people, just to do our part as well, no. Then we can criticize, no, the other parts of the society.
Yeah, you have a point there. I think that the most, like, for example, for water, for pollution, the most things, they come from the industries, the industry pollution. So they consume a lot of our things, about the nature of things. So yeah, we can help, but they usually consume the most part of it. So yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah,
But we
yeah,
can do our part.
yeah, usually we just like urban waste, no, we just waste that type, no, not and if you go like a mining company, they put a lot of metals, no, over the water to contaminate by a long time, no. So different the type of contaminant as well, no?
Yeah. So, Bruno, what about you? What do you think we can do to help the environment?
I agree with Vinicius. I think share the garbage to coleta seletiva. I don't know how to say in English. Replace the means of the transport. Use the bicycle to the school. the job and the other things, and reduce the plastic bags. Like on the video is a big thing, and is it.
Yeah, you have great ideas. So, Javier, what about you? What do you think we can do to help the environment?
We must have environment education and reduce of the consume of reciclable items, and I have industries care health about the environment.
Yeah, you're doing great. So, Jeffrey, what about you? What do you think we can do to help the environment around us?
Reduce plastic bags and put pressure on government. Choose the key figures to solve this in an efficient way. All of us in group, collectively in group, can solve, but it is necessary more it's necessary to put pressure on key figures and government people to take actions to solve all these issues.
So that brings us to the third question. What you said brings us to the third question. So who do you think is more responsible for pollution? Individual people or the government and the industries? And like it's all related, you know, not only the government, but also the industries and
Yes.
things that we are not controlling, you know. It's, you know, so what's your opinion about it? So, Vinicius, can you start this one?
Yeah. Yeah, as I said before, no, I think like the government, it's the most responsible because they don't, how can I say, actuate against because you need to like first educate people, like over the children, the schools, do environment education for them, and I think the government nowadays not doing this part. It's very poorly the way they treat this issue, and you need to also contextualize against this type of industries, agricultural ones. But I would say that industries have more impact of the environment, but people as well it's also responsible, because we need to do our part as well, not just by just go to the industries kind of stuff. So we need to do our part. I think to say to then we can criticize. So I think it's 50-50,
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. So yeah, I think that for me, the government is responsible because, like, for me, the first thing we need to do is to have environmental education in schools, because it all started when we are really young. So if we start having this kind of mindset, in the future, we'll have a different society. So I think it needs to start from there. And I also agree that everyone, we all have some kind of, responsibility with the planet. So we all need to do, and we all can help the planet.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Yeah, we need to change the culture. If you see, for example, Japan, There are some buildings, no, corporate buildings that they don't have any people there to clean, no, like employees to clean, not that we have here in Brazil, because the people there, they just clean by yourselves, no. So they have this culture, no. So it's different, no. So.
Yeah, I agree. So, Bruno, what about you? Who do you think is like, do you agree with Vinicius? What's your opinion?
Yes, I agree with Vinicius too. And the government has a part of the fault, and we have the other, and the industry have the other, and I agree the part that the education has to begin since the kids and if the school don't educate the kids, we like mom and dad have to educate our kids to think about it, the mindset, like you said. And is the three parts: the government, the industry, and us.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, Thiago, what about you? I want to know your opinion.
Well, I think both is responsible. We, the government, but the generation, the age of our father of our parents had no the information we nowadays have. For example, and my grandfather and my father think some tasks we do today, like separate the garbage, is a silly task. No, you know, because in their ages, they haven't they hadn't the information we have today. In this case, I think the government and we have this fault in this situation.
Yeah, I agree. Because like the other generations, they, like we talked about, they didn't have the same, like even the little environmental education, like even in any situation, we started to think about the nature, like the problems with the nature, like recently, like some years ago, like in the 90s, for example, when we had, like, we started seeing the problems with the nature. So before that, people usually didn't even care about it. So we started to discuss and how to take care about the nature recently. That's why they don't have the same view as us. But I think they also should, like, I don't know, we should see those people too. We should try to teach them to see the new generation, like the new society, the new problems, because the world is not the same as it was some years ago, you know. And yeah, with that, I agree, you have a point that we need to take care about too. So Javier, what about you? What do you think?
In my opinion, and the government could, the government is a more responsibility because it's a responsibility for education to peoples and education and monitor for peoples. And now an example for an education culture in the World Cup in Brazil, and the Japanese and most the game and clean the stadium for end game.
Yeah, that's a great example. It's an example for everyone. Yeah, what they did. I remember that. So, Jeffrey.
Agora
Oh, you can
shame
say.
sorry. I got ashamed when I saw this scene in the World Cup in our country.
Me too, guys. Yeah, I remember that. I still remember that. It's like, oh my gosh. So, Jeffrey, what about you? What do you think about?
More responsible for solution to the people. Government first is industries. Second, government, and third, people. It's in this order. But a solution for all these issues about nature is as Vinicius already said, is change the culture. Very, very hard to do this. Very, very hard. But it's necessary to change the culture, as Vinicius already said, has already said.
Yeah, it's very hard to do that. I agree.
Very hard.
Yeah. So, yeah. Let's skip the fourth question because I don't know. I think it's better to go to question 5. The question 5. What environmental problems you have noticed in your city or in your neighborhood, like around you? Think about it, around you. What environmental problems can you see around you? Just reflect a little bit and think about it. Like you said in the beginning, like in your city, in stuff, think about it. What are those problems that you notice around you? So, Vinicius, can you start this one, please?
Okay. Yeah, I would say like here, I live in Curitiba, no? There are a lot of people like living near the, how can I say, the floodplain of the rivers, or next to the rivers, and dumping a lot of waste there. No, people are crazy. They throw like how can I say, couches, no, TVs, this kind of stuff, no, to the river. They have profound lack of environmental education. People also here in my neighborhood, I live in a poor zone here, Curitiba. They throw litter, no, in the streets. Even there are a lot of garbage cans, no, here. People, they don't want to just walk more 30 meters just to throw this litter, no. So it's really difficult, no. I think these are the main problems, especially when they are wasting, no, throwing garbage in the river. I've said some rivers here over the city.
Yeah, it's a great view. Like we have a lot of, like, I brought this question because like we usually have a lot of problems around us and most people, they don't notice. So I think it's important to see what we should be doing to help and what we have like around us right now. So yeah, it was a great answer. So Tiago, what about you?
I used to see a lot of trash on the river and a lot of trash on the streets. Every now and again, I used to see some rats, mice. I don't know the right word. I think it's mice, rat, in some streets. and because of these rats, there are some other insects like scorpions. In my opinion, I think it's because this trash on the streets, on the rivers, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like let me explain. Like here in my city, for example, in my case, I live in Macaé. I don't know if you heard about it. It's a small city in Rio. So here we have a lot of beaches and we have like water around us all the time. So sometimes it happens in the summer, usually we see penguins at the beaches, on the beaches, and they come from those water, I don't know how to say in English. I don't know, with those water, like you understood. They come from those part of the ocean with the how can I say, hot water. I don't know. You understood, but they appear here at the beaches. So it's like, and they are dead already. So they just appear dead here, like penguins at the beaches. So it's a consequence of those environmental issues. It's an example that I can see here. So yeah. So Bruna, what about you?
Here in Macapá, we have flu too. The trash, the garbage in the streets, in the rivers. In Belém, where I lived 3 years ago, has flu too. I think is very common in a lot of cities, né? Né, não. And here in Macapá, a lot of heat, I don't know, heat or hot. I think it's heat, right?
I don't know, guys.
I think is related to hole in the ozone layer.
Yeah, I think so.
I search here, hole in the ozone layer. I don't know. And more heat, the sun, 40 graus or more sometimes. And 42, 44 is difficult for us. And
yeah.
It's getting more difficult living here.
Yeah, I think I suffer from that too. Yeah. So Javier, what about you?
In my city, it's no have selective collection. These are very difficult, and it's trash and the street and lakes and every place trash.
Yeah, in my neighborhood, I also don't. In my city, we have, but in my neighborhood especially, we don't have it also. So yeah, it's really hard. So Jeffrey, what about you?
In my neighborhood, trash on the street, and trash out of the trash can. Trash can is weird. Trash out of the trash can is weird. How could this possible? How is possible?
It happens. Yeah. So, guys, I would like to go to another question, but I think we have just 5 minutes. So I don't know. Let's discuss about this topic in general to see what are your thoughts about it. So, Vinicius, what did you think about this topic in general?
Yeah, it's nice, no, to discuss, no, to all us to be aware of the type of problems we are facing. I think so. It was nice. Nice. I think we have a huge need to do a huge improvement, no, in Brazil, no, to do more environmental education activities, this kind of stuff, no? To not just us, and especially for the children, because there will be the next generation that could, no, for their children also, they could have more teach, no, better, no, I think, because if you would just like check, for example, old adult elderly people, they don't have this environmental stuff, no. For example, the environmental laws in Brazil, they started, I think, in 1960, almost that. So it's recent, no, I would say. So, and we need to improve, no, a lot of these laws as well. So maybe this will be the first step. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. So, Bruno, what about you? What did you think about this topic in general for you? How was it?
I think it's very important because the planet is our home, right? Um, to we care about the planet, our cities, and it's very, very, very important, is it?
Yeah. So, Thiago, what did you think about this topic?
I think it's a touchy matter because not everyone has the understanding of this issue, this importance of this issue, mainly in our country.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, Jeffrey, how was this topic for you?
Very interesting. It's hard to discuss because we all need to read more about this and teach about this topic first in schools in our community. It's necessary to do this, to take action.
Yeah.
And pressure industry or government choose the key figures to take to solve this hard problems. That's it.
Yeah, I also think it's a difficult topic to even speak in English, but it's important also, and it's a way to learn vocabulary too. So yeah, keep going, guys.
Totally.
So Javier, what about you? How was it?
It's a very interesting topic, and we have a global problem. And if you continue like this, and will kill our planet and our animals, and temperature is most elevated, and it's a big problem.
Yeah, I totally agree. So guys, our time is almost over. We have 1 minute. So I like to say that thank you so much for coming today. I love to see you here again. And the new ones here, please come back. I like to see you more. And let's go, guys. Keep going. Your English, you're awesome. You are going and you are getting better and better every day. And it's really nice to see you having progressions like with English. And yeah, I love to see you here, and I hope I see you again. And bye bye, guys, I guess.
Bye.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.